People of Earth, good evening. We are today February 5th, 2024. Here are the developments of the current galactic events impacting the future of Earth as a planetary civilization. And I am delighted to welcome you for this 16th episode of Star Nation News. While the galactic insurrection against the Sikaar Empire is developing and reaching more territories and sectors as we speak, changes are continuing to occur in the Sol star system. The construction of the Jupiter hub continues with new interesting developments. The facility modules for the Earth Alliance have been put in place and in the process of being completed. The overall commercial infrastructure will reach completion in a matter of a year or two, but the military setup may be operational in a matter of 2 or 3 months. This military presence will transfer authority from the Galactic Ashtar Command Facility in the upper atmosphere of Jupiter to the Earth Alliance regarding the gestion of and the management of the Jupiter vortex. However, even though the Earth Alliance will be fully in charge to decide who can come through the vortex, they will continue to be advised by officials from the Galactic Federation of Worlds and assisted militarily by the fleets of the Ashtar Galactic Command. The US-French Solar Warden System Defense Fleet, asset of the Earth Alliance, in charge of the protection of the Sol system, is assigning a fleet of 14 combat ships and a military transport cargo to the Jupiter hub. A high-grade officer from the Earth US Space Command, which name cannot be disclosed, was transferred recently to the Jupiter hub, in charge of supervising these operations, as well as the future defense of the Sol system in the vicinity of the vortex. We have great expectation to see, hopefully in the near future, the Mars Alliance and the Venus Alliance joining the Earth Alliance to form the Sol Alliance. Similar to the Earth Alliance, the Mars Alliance is composed of indigenous population and forces from the Galactic Federation of Worlds. The Venus Alliance is different, as composed only of colonies non-indigenous to the star system, but it still qualifies for the requirement. A terraforming operation on Venus is in discussion at the moment in the high instances of the Nataru Alliance, detached to Sol, because of its highly inhospitable conditions, little for carbon-based life, and its close distance to the Sun. If the surface of Venus was to be terraformed, it would involve a deep, tremendous amount of work that could even be tricky. But the project is being nonetheless discussed with the Council of Five, who, remember, is administratively in charge of Venus. The exploration of Saturn by the Earth Alliance's teams of scientists based on Titan has officially begun this week. Anaheim shuttles have led 2 teams of Earth engineers and topographers for a first survey mission to 2 different locations in the upper and the lower hemispheres of Saturn to see ancient floating cities. There, these two very first missions will aim at recording topography data and atmosphere chemical analysis, as well as taking samples of building materials. The fun has only just begun. And now, it is my honor and pleasure to welcome you for the next sequence of this week's Star Nation News with a very special communication and a gift to humanity. Here is a gift for humanity on Earth, a communication from the Nine. They are plasmic supraconsciousnesses living in the great void between the universes. Each one of them embodies a principle of the universe, and together they are the universe. Their nature is embodied in the number 9, embedded as an infinite fractal representation of creation. My first contact with the 9 occurred on November 3rd, 2021, and I have been receiving regular communications in the year that followed, until the contacts became scarce eventually and stopped. On January 31st, 2024, the 9 renewed contact with me to bring a powerful message disclosing to the Earthlings the formula of the universe and the true nature of freedom. Here is now, in exclusivity, the message from the 9. Silence is the void that allows consciousness to exist. When the sound of the frequencies of creation stops, when frequencies cannot pass the multidimensional shield of the void, when they cannot enter the space in between everything, the location where the concept of time doesn't exist anymore, where physicality is only but a faint dream. This is where the mind, the core stone of source, dwells, in the silence, in the void, and we are its guardians. We guard the silence in between all that is created. We are in the infinitesimal small and the unlimited vast at the same time. Guardians of the void, we maintain creation bounded and evolving. We have contact with intergalactic and interdimensional civilizations of higher grade of evolution. They form a collective named the Cedars. They apply in the created what we maintain in the uncreated. We are the 9. We are light. We are consciousness. We are not gods. We are not creatures. We are the 9 aspects of Source creative consciousness. We are 9 and we are 1. The Cedar races have created their collective of 24 different civilizations, for the number 24 is a fractal of the greater geometry of the cosmos. All councils working in coordination with the cosmic laws is based on the number 24. Creation is geometry, frequency, and energy. What your people on Earth haven't yet discovered is the true hidden essence of thrill. Thrill is pure consciousness. It is the breath of life, animating all sentient beings in all of the universe. Thrill is at the same time energy. Do you understand? Energy. Consciousness is energy. You cannot succeed to tame thrill if you haven't yet understood that consciousness is the key. Sentience is consciousness, self-awareness, and creative energy. The power of consciousness can activate and animate technology. Why do you think it is so? Thrill is present in the void, dormant. A scalar pulse of any sort, such as thought, wakes it up. Nothing is alive when the pulse is non-existent. Your physical human bodies have a heart. This heart pulses in your chest, keeping your consciousness bound to this body. When the pulse stops, consciousness and thrill leave instantly the body and are released back into the universe. Source pulses at all time, at a rate that is so fast that you cannot comprehend it with a human mind. We are the 9. We are asking you to feel the pulse of the universe beating in your heart. Find the 24th pulse in your heart. Then seek within your own consciousness the numbers 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, 89, 144. This is the key formula of evolution. Seek these numbers within your consciousness, and when you find them, you will find the singularity of all things and the answer to everything. We are the 9. Well, what a magnificent message from the 9. This had been a long time before I received a communication again. And it is all for your gift, a gift to humanity. They speak the wisdom of the universe. And it is always an honor to be the link from them to you. The numbers given by the 9 represent the evolutive formula of the universe. These numbers are the dynamic of evolution. They are not a still structure, holographic structure of the universe. They are the very dynamics of evolution. And this is going to be very interesting to ponder and to meditate upon and receive this knowledge. Try to understand, understand it, and see what will be the connection with the greater evolution of the universe, from our heart to the heart of the universe. Regarding the latest explorations on Saturn, the 2 survey teams that were sent by the Earth Alliance in the good care of the Anahim or Anunnaki shuttles who brought them there. Why the Anunnaki are being involved in there is because they were the custodians of Saturn since not a long time ago, last year, where they passed on the custody of Saturn to the Earth Alliance, our star system. And now they don't have anything to do with Saturn, but they know all the locations, they know everything about Saturn, so they are going to help the Earth Alliance, and I covered this topic in one of the previous Star Nations. The samples who will be brought back to Titan, to the facility on Titan, where the Earth Alliance has its base, will not come to Earth. And this is a rule that is very strict. Why? Because on Earth, there is still some dark factions of the deep state that are still in power and bringing an incredible material, such as the samples that are going to be taken from the floating cities on Saturn to Earth, can cause lots of disruption because the deep state will want to acquire them. So these scientists have been extremely overly vetted by not only the Earth Alliance, but the Galactic Federation of Worlds. They've been scanned and they're totally safe. They will not betray and pass on information to Earth. That is why they will remain anonymous until the end of the operations of survey of Saturn, or if the deep state falls before, of course. That is to say that the materials of constructions of these cities are very ancient, and they were made by a civilization that is previous to the Patal. They have anti-gravity properties in the material itself. This also was covered in a previous Star Nation news, but it is good to remind that the potential of these materials is tremendous. This is the material with which Earth future floating city will be built with. This is what awaits in the future. When I was shown all these floating cities in the future, well, they were made of this material, and there was no mechanism, no engine that would sustain them, because imagine the engine fails and it's dramatic. You know, it's the materials by itself, so it's self-perpetual working, you know. So that is great news, but for the moment it will stay on Titan in the Earth Alliance facilities. And last, I would like to draw your attention on an article I wrote recently, and that mentions impersonations and the use of my contacts and their names to spread disinformation. Thorhan Eredion, my main contact in the Galactic Federation of Worlds, is not communicating with anyone else. And be it my book, A Gift from the Stars, published in 2020, nobody would have known the existence of Thorhan Eredion. and also Valnek, Valorian Yoran. So I want to draw your attention to be very careful that in order to preserve the information is given from one contact to another contact, not too many different contacts, otherwise it opens the door to any forgery. So I want to draw your attention on that the contacts I have in the Galactic Federation of Worlds and in the Intergalactic Confederation and other Star Nations organizations are only communicating with me. Other people may have contact with other beings, but Torhan Eredion, Valnek Oyoran, Ardana, Seladion, Ea, Una, Tayel, and Anax, and Myra are only communicating with me. So if you hear otherwise, it is not genuine. My duty is to preserve the integrity of the information, and this is the only way, by telling you and reminding you these things. So, beautiful beings of Earth, I invite you to listen to again the message of the nine and find the harmony of the universe within your heart. See you next week.